Hello friends, in this lecture we are going to set up the Kafka cluster. So for that I am going to use the AWS, which is AWS Cloud Solution Provider. On this I am going to use the EC2 service in order to launch the instances. So in order to come to this EC2 dashboard, you just need to click on search under compute EC2 and you will be landed into this dashboard. Then here in EC2 dashboard, go to the instances, click on instances. Then here, you're able to see this instance dashboard. It will give you all the instances, give you the information of all the instances that you have launched. What is the status of that, all the instances. For me, I have terminated one instance is stopped. So for this lecture, I am going to launch one new instance and I'll show you how to launch what is the things need to be configured. Then to launch new instance, you just need to click on launch instance. Then it will ask you which operating system you want to choose. For us, we are okay with Ubuntu and this is the free tier eligible. So I am going to choose Ubuntu for our demonstration. Then it will ask you the instance. As you can see, there are multiple instance types are there. One is T2 nano, T2 micro, T2 small, medium, and all the CPU configurations, RAM, how much, what is the instance storage, all this information is there. But for our demonstration, we are going to use specifically T2 micro as it is clearly showing that it is free tier eligible. If I'm going to choose anything apart from this instance, I'm going to give some charge to the Amazon. So for our demonstration, T2 micro is going to work fine. So I'm going to use T2 micro. Then click on next instance. Then here your configuration. So here this is the important segment, step 3. Here the networking and subnet configuration we are going to do. Guys, focus on this part, this subnet. This is going to be used, we are going to use extensively for our configuration, and it has the importance in our configuration. If you click on subnet, you're able to see several subnets are there. One is default in AP South 1A, 1C, 1B. And why that is important for? If you scroll down, you don't, I have not clicked it, so you're able to see advanced details is there. Now I'm going to click on one of the subnet. And you can see the network interface has been enabled. And here the subnet ID is there and one primary IP is there, which is blank for now. For our configuration, we need one static IP, which should never change whenever we restart our computer. And that is what exactly I need for my configuration, a static private IP. Because every time I restart my computer, the public IP is going to be changed. So I cannot use one public IP for my configuration. So in order to know the IP address range of that subnet, you need to go to one service called VPC. You can find in VPC or search VPC, you will be landed to this page. Then click on subnet. If you click on subnet, you're able to see in this dashboard one availability zone, which was displaying 1A, 1C, 1B. And these are the IP address range of my subnet. I need to remember this IP address because I need to give the IP address range of within this IP for a particular subnet. For me, for 1A subnet, it is 172.31.32.0. Then I will give here 172.31.32. Then I'll use 4. Then if we'll click outside, if it is not within that subnet, it will throw you some error. Then let's go and check what was my subnet. 31, 32. It looks fine. I'll check what subnet I have chosen. Okay, I have chose 1B, but this subnet is there in 1A. Now I choose the correct subnet. Now you see the error has been moved away. Now I have chosen a correct IP address within a subnet. Then I will go to add some storage. Click on next. For our case, it is a very simple requirement and a POC kind of stuff. We don't need more than 1 or 2 GB, but by default they are giving 8 GB and it is under a free subscription as well. So we just go ahead with the whatever the default setting they are given. And one more thing, if you'll see that one delete termination is there. So that means whenever you terminate your instance, your EBS volume will also get terminated or got erased with that. If you don't want to do so, specifically on the production case, by default you've terminated one instance, but still you can recover the data from the EBS volume. So just untick it. For us, it is going to be working out fine. Then next is our tag. Then I'll use zookeeper. So this tag is very much useful in order to maintain the infrastructure or the instances maintenance. Basically, by the name, I can search the instances. And if you suppose you have 100,000 of instances, you cannot search or by the IP addresses. So using the name, searching the instances is very useful. Suppose I want to search all the instance that I'm using for zookeeper setup. So I'll just search zookeeper and it will show me all the zookeeper IP addresses or the instances in the list. Then next I will go for the security group. Here in the security group, I can specify the inbound rule, ARD rule. So if I want to restrict the in-call request or inbound request, I can specify the rule, I can set the rule, I can decide who can log into my cluster and all those settings I can do here. So here I have two options. One is create a new security group, or you can select existing security group. So if I want to create a new security group, I need to add all the rules one by one and configure. And if you have already configured one instance, and you can use the existing security group. And as you can see, I have already configured for my previous assignment. So it's showing one already existing security group. If I'll click here, it will show me all that rules I have set. So these are the rules I have set. The SSH rule for the port 22, I am using only to my computer. Then I have enabled port 2888. This is for Kafka port. Then I have enabled 3888. Then 2181 for the TCP and 2181 for my private IP address. So that I also able to do the TCP connection established from my private computer. Then next, review and launch. I'm just going to check if all the configuration, whatever I need, and that is present and correct or not. Then go and launch. Here you are going to give one key value pair whenever you are creating your account. For example, for my admin account, whenever I create it, I have downloaded one key value pair. So this is that key value pair. For your case, you are going to get one key value pair whenever you are setting one users. So I'll go ahead and launch instance. If everything goes fine, then I will see this big green tick, and it is showing now launching. So my request has successfully submitted to launch one instance. Then we can go ahead and check. I'll go to EC2 instance. Then under instance, I'll click instance. Then you can see my instance is running, and it has given one instance ID. What is my instance type? What's subnet I have chose 1A, that is it is showing here, and the tag I have given zookeeper1, and that is also appearing here. Then if I'll click on this instance, it will give bunch of information below. So if you remember, I have given one static IP, that is this private IP. This is not going to be changed as many time I restart my computer. But whereas every time I restart my computer, this private IP address is going to be changed again and again. So as I have taken this private IP, I'm going to use this private IP to configure my system so that whenever my computer restart, my IP, my setting, I need not to change it. So this all in this lecture, we learn how to launch one instance, what are the configuration we need to do. On the next lecture, we are going to log into this machine using this private IP, and we are going to do our necessary configuration to set up our Zookeeper and Kafka.